Today begins our month-long adventure in Brazil as we explore the chaotic, bustling city of São Paulo to find out if it's really as dangerous as everyone says.
Just now I walk and this guy, he just looked like this and
Yeah,
started
that
walking
was
to
really
me.
close.
Or if that image has been over-exaggerated by the media. We'll be area hopping to see the huge contrast.
He carrying his dog on his head. Wow. I think this first time.
I've never seen this before.
What is this?
To find out the reality of South America's biggest city and show how people actually live here, maybe even a side of Sao Paulo you've never seen before.
The atmosphere at night here in this town is completely different to during daytime. It's so magical here.
So join us as we show you the real side of Brazil. Let's go!
Guys, you know what time it is?
Time to go to Brazil!
Let's go.
Let's go!
Guys, today is our first official day here in Sao Paulo, but just want to quickly recap what happened the last few days. So the other night when we arrived, it was around 2 a.m. in the morning. And the thing about South America, a lot of Airbnbs, usually check-in time is after 3 p.m. So it's pretty late, let alone checking at 2 a.m., which is almost impossible. So we just quickly find an Airbnb that is self-check-in near the airport. So we just called it a night because, you know, Sao Paulo at night has a reputation of being quite sketchy. So that's why we just want to quickly load everything into Airbnb and just fall asleep immediately and call it a night. And then the next day, we actually took a taxi to Central, which is where our current Airbnb is. But the thing is that as we drove past Central, we actually noticed that Central in Sao Paulo is quite different to Central for the rest of the world. Because for the rest of the world, usually Central is the safest, most organized area with a lot of tourists around. But here, the Central is kind of the opposite, because as we drove past, we actually saw a lot of very sketchy people on the street, a lot of homeless, and everywhere is just vandalism. It's not graffiti, it's just random vandalism everywhere. And actually, I did some research right after and found out that this Central area is actually what they say in Sao Paulo, the most dangerous area. So we made a mistake in booking. But anyway, today is our first official day in Sao Paulo, so let's not waste any time and go explore.
So you see, because it's a little bit unsafe here in Brazil, so that's why we bought special like this bag. And this bag you can actually put inside, super close to your body, so then later you can cover with clothes and no one not gonna see this bag.
Online information saying that they're not just robbing you, or not snatching your phone, but they actually hold you at gunpoint or knife point and force you to give them the bank details or ask you to transfer on the spot to the bank account. So it's better to even not bring your phone at all, people say.
That's why we are bringing with us this like a $100 phone to any case if someone gonna rob us, we just, oh, okay, take this.
Não tem nada aí. Não tem nada. Ah, é, tá arrumando de novo. É faixa de papel. Todo ano. Eita, gravado.
Now, this might be very shocking, but outside of Japan, the largest Japanese population is actually in Sao Paulo, because apparently there is like almost 1.5 to 2 million Japanese, like including descendants as well, living in Brazil. And that's how much the Brazilian culture is also influenced by Japanese culture as well. They moved to Brazil for work, and after many years, generations after generations, now there's almost like a second or third or even fourth generation of Japanese living in Sao Paulo. And that's why everywhere you go, in this area in particular, you can see a lot of Japanese restaurants, Japanese influence. You even see the architecture here. There's a torii gate in the middle of the road. It just shows you how significant the Japanese culture here in Brazil.
And it feels like Brazilian people, they already accept this culture, and for them it's like a super normal. So it's like a mix and match, something half of the Japanese, something half of the Brazilian, and it's making its own new unique culture.
Whenever we finish booking a hotel or flight, the next thing that we immediately do these days is buying an eSIM. Because the truth is, I just can't be bothered going through the whole process of trying to find a SIM card counter at the airport and trying to remember from the internet how much data you get for how much money you have to pay to avoid getting scammed. And then also need to use that tiny little pin to swap out SIM cards from your phone. Because of all of these days we just switch to eSIM because it's so much easier. Now, one of our go-to eSIM company is Holafly, the sponsor of today's video. They give us unlimited data plans that are fast and reliable to use. And if you look at other eSIM companies, Japanese, usually they give you a tiny amount of data for so expensive pricing. But for Holafly, it is unlimited internet from 1 day up to 90 days in over 300 plus destinations. They also have regional eSIMs, which is super convenient if you're traveling in the same region across multiple countries, so that you don't have to keep changing SIM cards every time you cross the border. The setup itself literally takes less than 5 minutes. They just send you a QR code straight to your email or WhatsApp, so you can install the eSIM before you even fly. So the moment when you land, you just turn it on and you're instantly connected. So if you're heading overseas and you're traveling soon, an eSIM is definitely a non-negotiable these days, and we would recommend Holafly. We also have a special discount code for you guys to save even more money. Just use the code Justin and Alina at checkout to get 5% off, or you can click the link in the description and the code will automatically be applied at checkout. Now let's get back to the video. I can say so far in South America, it is super hard to find like good quality sushi or sashimi. So that's why when we came to São Paulo and realized that there is a lot of Japanese restaurant, it's like paradise for us. And you can see the sashimi and the sushi here are so fresh as well. It almost feels like you're in Japan. So for lunch today, we ordered 2 different dons. We've got the salmon don, and this is the tuna don. And we ordered the mini lunch set because we want to mix and match. So like half tuna and half salmon.
Obrigada.
This looks way too good.
Way too good. This kind of taste last time I done in Japan.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like I'm dead and I go to heaven. This tastes so good. Way too good.
Super high quality. Wow, this is feels like we're in Japan, really. Guys, traveling in South America and find this hidden gem is just like paradise, really.
Unbelievable. Let's do sushi and ramen hopping every other day.
Sounds good.
You know, this is why we stayed here for like 2-3 days already and we still haven't touched our kitchen in our Airbnb. It's because we've just been turning out every single day.
No need. The prices in Brazil is just too good.
And also the food here is just... And for the following days, we just kept going to different Japanese restaurants, trying the best of Japanese food São Paulo has to offer. And for those of you who are interested, here is a quick power ranking of the ones we visited and highly recommend. Including Tamashi Ramen, I reckon they have the best broth. Then there is Misoya Ramen, probably the most famous ramen place in São Paulo, and Udon Jinbei, because the handmade udon really hits differently. I can confidently say these ramen places are the best of the best and can match the ones in Japan. There are so many really high quality Japanese restaurants around here. Almost every single restaurant you walk past, I just want to go in already. Like we saw just now, fresh udon they made in front of you. Udon is my favorite food in the world. And also they've got really fresh sushis. Also of course ramen places. This street, it's like a food paradise that I've been dreaming to visit for the last 6 months maybe. Wow, in person, you can actually find way more restaurants than on Google Maps. Like some of these restaurants are not even showing on Google Maps until you get here and you see it. And there's just a long line out of the restaurant and you just spot them. See over there? They're like selling mini lunch boxes, rice, chicken, fried chicken.
Oh, so convenient.
Here,
Wow,
sushi,
they're
sushi.
selling so good sushi here.
And really
Look at
good
this.
quality as well.
Wow, and it just, wait, 30. It's less than $10.
Yeah, and also they sell a lot of onigiris as well, exactly like convenience store in Japan, where you can just grab and go. It's like perfect for office workers.
Wait, I just count. It's like a $6 for a whole set of
Plus the
sushi.
sashimi.
Ah, I wanna cry. I feel
And
like
everything here is
people who
Japanese.
living in São Paulo, they're living in a Japanese paradise.
Oh, everything is Japanese snacks.
Japanese marketing is like this. They put everything cute, and that's why you wanna buy it.
Itachi, Sakura,
This I know Sakura, and this is Naruto.
Naruto.
Naruto Uzumaki.
What?
I wanna buy this one. I
Why?
don't know. So it's my dream. See, there's so many powder, and you mix and match, and after that you can create your own sushi from jelly.
Okay, if you have time for that.
I have.
Sure. Obrigado.
Obrigada. I'm a baby adult. Yum.
How old are you?
I'm 2 plus 6.
26, you mean?
That's so weird, guys. But I love it. So now we're walking like kind of close to the normal central, and just now there was a kind of accident happened. I was walking right behind Justin, like I was walking here, and there's another guy. He just walking past, and he's kind of accidentally like pushed like this Justin, exactly the same area where it was phone, like a fake phone. But anyway, it feels so weird.
So convenient, no? You
Yeah.
just like somehow bump into the same pocket that I have a phone.
Yeah, it's like, oh, and after that, because I was behind Justin, so I'm like, yeah, and he's like, oh, sorry, like accidentally he did that. But I have a feeling he did that intentional. He tried to steal phone.
After that, he kind of walked fast, immediately walk away.
Oh, my heart in the second, it just like a stop for a second, and it feels so painful here, like this.
Why? It's only $100. It's okay.
Anyway, it feels so weird when someone touching you like this on street. This place looks grand. You know, when I always think about like what associates me with Brazil, it's always this cathedral. Just because it looks so stunning, it looks so massive. Wow, just unbelievable. And it's so interesting. Here is a lot of people who living on street, but at the same time feels much more safer because nearby a lot of police. Because I think they know that a lot of tourists come to this place, and they kind of want to protect the tourists in this area to keep this place just like this, so beautiful.
Though I do want to say there are a lot of kind of looking sketchy people around here just roaming around the cathedral, and that's why I think there are a lot of police. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, is it because there are a lot of police here that kind of attracts the homeless people to come here just because they feel safer in this area as well with the police presence? But at the same time, it's also slightly sketchy, so it's like half. But anyway, the cathedral inside looks so beautiful. You can see the dome and also the stained glass on it. Everything is so detailed. It's one of those grand cathedrals that really catches your eye and you want to stay inside longer.
Imagine now we're filming, and in real moment someone will snatch your phone. That would be cool though.
I wouldn't even cry. I wouldn't even be nervous at all. I would be like, take it, it's only $100.
Okay.
Okay, just as a joke, I'm gonna take a photo with my new phone
Okay,
here.
take with me,
And
please.
you take like grandpa.
Oh no, police leaving. Maybe it's a time for police to leave.
So guys, we are now already in Central. Technically, it's where our Airbnb is, but our Airbnb is actually 20 minutes away from here. And honestly, we're just debating whether we should take a taxi or we should just walk. Just because, in my mind, this area feels very unsafe. Just because I really do see a lot of homeless or like sketchy people around. By the way, guys, I've got nothing against homeless people because I also understand maybe they're going through some really tough situations. But it's just that because based on our past experience, Aline's phone got stolen in Santiago. We are just extra cautious about everything, and we're just always constantly on alert right now.
And I can tell you why they're here. It's just because so many people from different sides of Brazil, they're coming to São Paulo because it's a big city for working. But some of them, they don't have documents, they don't have passport, they don't have enough education. And the workers, they just don't want to give them jobs. So that's why they have no choice. They need to live on street, you know. Usually here in São Paulo, the people like homeless people, they don't really touching you. They don't really touching tourists. They just like sometimes asking money, but they mostly come. Wherever you need to be aware is the pickpockets. It's the people who really active, who really come to you super close, and they take your phone, take your something from your pocket.
Yeah, and also because, you know, we are vloggers, we film, right? And we could be very easy targets. In our building, there's a lady who told me that like she actually got robbed before at gunpoint outside the building. So it's actually really worrying.
Yeah, so we'll go
I'm just constantly looking around now, but I always have this feeling.
And usually the homeless people, they like to stay in Central because here is a lot of police, and for them it's more safe to sleep on the street compared to if a little bit more far away from city, they can be like someone even can rob them too. That's why they feel more safe here, and a lot of them actually living here in the Central. So they have a whole community of the homeless people.
I think originally today we've got a lot more planned, but I think we'll leave it until tomorrow. Today we need some proper resting, and tomorrow we'll show you another area which is completely different.
Honestly, I don't understand how they living like this outside, because on the street at night it's minus like 14.
I
Wait,
am being dramatic. Again, so
I mean 10 degrees, you know, it's cold. It's definitely cold. Even in our apartment here, because our window is so thin, it's really cold at night. So I cannot imagine how they're sleeping on the street with this cold weather. Wow. First time I've seen so many people who living on the street in one place. First time in a whole South America travel around the countries.
And you might be wondering why we're showing you the Sao Paulo first. It's actually unintentional, but I guess as we're walking back, we did see a lot of, this situation. Obviously, we're not just showing you all the good things that you need to know, but also like the reality of traveling to every country that we go to. So that's how we decided to show you this part as well.
So far, Brazil for me is a contrast. It's a sushi Japanese.
And also the culture itself, the food and everything. It's like so fascinating.
And in another side, it's a lot of homeless people who can snatch your phone,
Can rob you.
a lot
The
of
safety
police.
concerns, a lot of police.
It's so scary to walk outside.
So it's like a mixed feeling, We love it and some dislike it at the same time. A lot of locals actually here also warn us about the safety concern. It's not just like we are blah 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 blahing, but it's actually a real problem. But it's actually a real problem here in Sao Paulo. So yeah, you just gotta be careful and know what you're getting into before you come to Sao Paulo.
Look at this view. Ta-da! Wow! Whole São Paulo in one hand. It's not that bad. Not bad. You always see this kind of jelly. The yellow actually tasty.
Can you eat the black one? Looks like plastic.
Quick fun story for the night. We ordered food from delivery app around 6 p.m. and then we're waiting for 2 hours, so long, but it's okay. We ordered so delicious food. There is a side bowl, there is just a healthy bowl with veggie, and it's supposed to arrive within 2 hours, and finally it's arrived. And Justin got to pick up order.
I walked out of the building, and the first thing I saw was this guy's hand. Everything was purple. And then on the floor, there was a paper bag, and everything was purple on the floor too. And he was like, outside, fall down.
It was everything. Our food was just on the floor in front of the entrance, and Justin sent me a message because I'm sitting here in the apartment. He sent me, fuck. I'm like, what happened? and he showed me this photo, and I'm like, how did it even happen? I thought maybe Justin give him the driver arrived, give Justin food, and Justin everything fall down because maybe it's broken inside your hands. But turns out
it's the moment I walked out. I was trying to find my driver, and I saw on the floor paper bag, everything purple. And he looked at me. I looked at him, and it was like, you? And he was like, it fall down.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's so funny. I don't know. They already refund us money, and now we just need to go to somewhere and eat because waiting for 2 more hours for delivery is not an option.
Bruh. I was looking forward to my healthy bowl. Bruh. Everything just... And it's so funny because this poor guy, his hand was all purple, and then his fingers are all purple, but he still need to use his phone. So the acai got into his phone, and then the purple sauce from the acai also got into his shoes and pants as well. So poor guy.
I think the problem is because the company who sent us food, they pack so bad, or it's somehow leaking. So because the package was from the paper, so paper is just broken, and
yeah, it made a hole, so everything just fell off.
Poor guy, poor delivery guy. Oi, crazy. We're going to look at our creamery. Wow.
It wasn't like this. Now it's got worse.
This was my strawberry. It was here.
Yeah.
Oh, now it looks like a blood.
Yep.
Oh.
Crime scene. Today is day 2 here in Sao Paulo, and yesterday we showed you the more central, the busier area that is less safe.
But today we decided to go to a new area because Sao Paulo is the biggest city in South America, obviously. So we want to, obviously every district is different. So we want to show you a different side of Sao Paulo. This area is called Villa Madalena. And it is more like a middle-class upscale area where everything you can see is so green everywhere. It feels a lot safer. There's not a lot of vandalism around, no homeless around. Everywhere it's just, families, chill office workers just walking around. It's just a very relaxing atmosphere and it feels a lot less stressful compared to yesterday.
Also guys, just now we eat in a cafe that we found in this area, and it was so surprising because on the menu for the lunch they had a course. It's like a full fine dining. They bring you soup, they bring you main dish, and they bring you dessert, and everything just for $20. For $20! Crazy price. When we go inside, we thought like, wow, looks everything so fancy. So probably in other countries this will cost $100, but here in Brazil just at $20. Wow, we're just walking on the streets. And the buildings in this area, it just feels insane, so aesthetic. It's like we're completely in another city. It doesn't feel like it's São Paulo anymore.
Yeah, true. The buildings here are all super modern design. It's like skyscrapers vibe. Also really high security. You can see the design itself, it's like more minimalistic and it's newer as well compared to the area that we're staying in Central. There's a thought process behind it. I think this is the first time in Sao Paulo when I'm walking on the street where I actually feel very safe here and I'm not worrying about much. You can see the people here just minding their own business. Some of them are walking the dogs. Some of them are just, enjoying the fresh air and nature in this area that offers so much greenery around.
I wish we can stay in this area too.
Usually, when we go to a country, we usually like to stay there for like a while, at least a month. But this time in Brazil, we're a bit of a tight schedule, like 1 week each per city. So that's why we couldn't go to another area. Otherwise, we 100% would live here.
Security here just in a high level. See, so protective. No one don't wanna come inside. And I love how everywhere here is a face recognition. So you just need your face and you can go in.
So many nice restaurants and cafes here. I'm so glad we give this maybe like the other 95% of Sao Paulo a chance, and not just look at that 5% of bad things.
Exactly. Imagine for those tourists who come just and stay in the center, and they'll be like, oh, so disappointed of Brazil.
Yeah, there's actually so much more to see in Sao Paulo. I feel like whenever you travel, choosing a good area is just so important for your first impression.
It is true.
Because like if you choose a bad area like we did, then it could be completely ruin your days,
But now we're here and we're just so happy that São Paulo actually looks like this.
Like actually the graffiti here are so beautiful. I think this is what they say an art city. So this district itself is actually famous for one of the graffiti streets because the government actually encourages artwork, graffiti throughout the city, but not vandalism. There's a difference, they said. From what I understand in Sao Paulo, basically if you get the permission from the store owner, let's say they want you to commission you to do a painting or graffiti, then that's like usually illegal. But vandalism is when you just like go and pollute random properties.
Is this vandalism? Even if it is vandalism, this looks so pretty because so colorful.
Yeah, like to be honest, people said there's not really a clear distinction between the two, so sometimes it's a bit confusing, but the government actually encourages artwork. That's all it matters.
And of course, Brazil, it's so popular for these acai berries, and they're actually making from these berries many desserts, so that's why we wanna go to now and try acai bowl. Honestly, we eat this acai almost every day just because it's that delicious and it's so unique. You can find this only in Brazil.
Nothing beats a refreshing cup of acai after working like a potato. After work, when you focus on the screen so much, you just want something like refreshing, cold, kind of resets your mind,
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready? Wow.
Look at the layers. Oh,
And this
beautiful.
is 0.5. It's a 500 milliliters here.
And it costs 30 reals. $6.
$6.
So to describe acai is kind of berry that tastes a bit more earthier compared to like a normal berry, and also because they make it into kind of like a slushy thing, so it's a lot smoother now. Usually acai is not sweet, but Brazilians, they love sweet food, so that's why I make it into dessert. So satisfying every time. I cannot stop eating acai. As someone who tends to sweat a lot, the worst thing is getting smelly really quickly, especially when I barely even wear that piece of clothing and then I need to wash it already. Around this area is the worst because usually the fabric is not breathable and there's no airflow here, so it traps bacteria. And this is not even when I'm running around or doing workout, it's when I'm just sitting still doing nothing like I'm on a long flight. And the worst thing is deodorant doesn't help, and packing a whole stack of t-shirts or doing laundry every week is just not practical. What if I tell you there's a type of clothing out there that you can wear multiple times, keep yourself fresh, and you can completely forget about the smelly laundry problem? This is where the sponsor of today's video come in, Unbound Merino. Now I know what you're thinking, Justin, there's probably another ad online that doesn't live up to the hype or expectation. Trust me, I had my doubts before until I tried it. It never smells because the material of Unbound Merino is naturally antibacterial and odor resistant. It is also an all-round clothing because it regulates your body temperature. When you feel hot outside, it keeps you cold, and when you feel cold outside, it keeps you warm. For example, this time when we were traveling São Paulo, I was wearing that t-shirt pretty much every day just because it never smells. That clothing is designed for one shirt for everything, for hiking, for traveling, for work, everything. And the bonus point is that it dries ridiculously fast. So every time when I do laundry, right, this is always the first thing that gets dried. So if you're ready to pack lighter, smell fresher, and go easier on your washing machine, you need to consider Unbound Merino. It's seriously a game changer.
We are now at a street called Becco del Batman, which is a street that is very famous for graffitis, especially like really beautiful artwork. We're not talking about vandalism that we saw last few days, but actually really creative artists gathered together on this street and painted a lot of really beautiful graffitis surrounding this area. And that's why it makes this district so special, is because of this street. And the most iconic piece of artwork here is the Batman painting. That's why this street is called Becco del Batman. I think, at least I think that's what is why. So yeah, let's go explore.
Also, here's a lot of people who are selling something DIY, something that they handmade. That was
really
so
strange.
Scary, yeah.
That was really strange.
Just now I opened this guy, he just like looked like this and
Yeah,
started
that was
walking to
really
me.
close. Yeah, I thought I was gonna do something. That was crazy close.
Obviously, this street has a lot of graffitis, like really beautiful ones, but actually spread out at São Paulo, when we were driving the last few days, we saw so many of them painted on like high-rise buildings as well, and they are also equally beautiful. So it's not just like this street, but actually throughout São Paulo, you can see a lot of them. So we are now in a different area, and this is actually the main street of this area called Avenue Paulista, which is kind of the main avenue of the entire city. Also the most reputable, just because every Sunday here, usually this road is completely closed off from the cars. You can see right now there are lots of cars just passing by, really busy during the weekdays. But in weekend, it's actually completely closed off for pedestrians only, and a lot of booths here, a lot of pedestrians, walking cyclists, skaters, you know, or people who are riding on scooter just here. So it's only for pedestrian, and usually the atmosphere here is very electric just because there's music blasting from every corner, and you can see people are just randomly, it's like a flash mob, you know, just like people in the middle of the road start dancing, and then all the pedestrians start joining in as well. The atmosphere itself is very fun, and I think that is like the Brazilian culture in general. It's just that fun, relaxing, also like that easygoing energy that always like to join in parties, etc. Yeah, like the other day, my Indian agent didn't allow me to join in just because I'm a bit shy, but like Brazilian people just love dancing and singing on the street on Sunday, and it's such a unique experience to even see this.
Yes, last Sunday we've been exactly on this street, and it was our first day here in São Paulo, so that's why I was completely shocked that everyone is so open and so like a dancing energy vibe, and we just love it. We just watch, and I feel so impressed of this culture.
Yeah, I like how people here are so open-minded, you know. They're not shy to express their emotion through dancing and singing. And I think that's why Brazil is so special in South America. It's this unique fun energy, and that's why there's so many carnivals, you know, in Brazil as well.
It's a party country because everyone loves here party festivals.
Yeah, just having fun, I think. You can see this area, it's more like an office worker, kind of like a financial central district compared to the one central that we stayed at. That's more like a historical center. So you can see all the skyscrapers here. A lot of office workers are just, you know, doing their usual 9 to 5 here. So it's very busy during the weekdays. And weekend is actually even busier because every family and friends, they just come out here and hang out. It's like completely different atmosphere to what this area usually is supposed to be. Also, interestingly, there is actually a special themed McDonald's in this main street. It's a special store that celebrates 1,000 McDonald's stores opened in Brazil. So that's why the layout itself also looks a bit unique, I guess, a bit quirkier. And that's why it's so interesting to see it.
Yeah, it looks completely different that we used to see, like how McDonald's usually should looks like. It makes feeling more vintage, you know.
So as we were doing area hopping, so I want to show you a different area. This area is actually very close to the main road, and this is called the Jordão area, which is home to a lot of massive luxury clothing brands. You can see everywhere is designer brands, really high-end, upscale atmosphere, and also there are lots of really good cafes here as well. Even the one behind us, I think I want to check this out another day maybe, but this one here, it's got like a Lego block stacked together. So there are many like really good cafes, and this is actually a digital nomad area, just because you see a lot of laptop desktop warriors inside, work inside this cafe, having conferences and meetings. Overall, many of these cafes also have outlets and good Wi-Fi as well. So a lot of digital nomads like to stay in this area usually, because it's also a rather safe area.
Oh, he carrying his dog on his head. Wow. I think this first time.
I've never seen this before.
What is this? Oh my god.
This is our taxi. We're going to taxi.
Okay. São Paulo is so random. Mood of the day. We arrived to the park, the biggest park in São Paulo. And so São Paulo. Yeah, in Russia we're saying São Paulo, so that's why I'm always confusing. But in English it's São Paulo.
Yes,
I'm not wrong.
It's very confusing.
I'm not wrong, I'm just saying it's in Russian.
Alina is always very confusing. Not confused, but confusing. She's very confusing.
This park feels so big. We can walk here for like 3 hours and never get bored. So colorful, so contrast pink flowers. He has so many different flowers. It's like a different tree, different kind of sakura. From pink to super colorful pink to another one purple just now I've seen.
See how mature Alina now is. Start talking about flowers.
I know. It's only like Adele is talking about flowers and plants, but she's so pretty.
Yes, Grandma Alina. Yes, yes, yes. Surprisingly, on a normal weekday, there are actually a lot of people here doing exercises, riding on bicycle, scooters. Actually, just now at the entrance, there was bicycle rental. I think you have to go to a kiosk and you need to pay, and after that you can rent one of these bicycles. And because this park is such a big area, that's why a lot of people actually prefer riding a bicycle while exploring this park. And what I like about here is that they have a lot of snack bars that they sell fresh coconuts. Apparently it's such a thing in Brazil that a lot of street vendors, they will actually sell fresh coconut on the street, especially on a hot day like this. It is perfect.
We just bought coconut, and you know, I never thought that it's gonna be so hard in Brazil to pay with cash. We withdraw 1,000 Brazilian real. It turns out it's too much because every time we try to pay cash, they're like, oh, don't have change or something, so we need to pay card everywhere, and they accept everywhere card.
Everything is digital here.
Yeah.
I want to say about this coconut, it is so heavy. I think it's because there's a lot of water inside. It's like one of those coconut that it's worth it. You know, in some countries when you buy coconut, they're like so tiny and there's not a lot of water inside. This is like heavy because it's a lot of water. Alina said, I don't want coconut. And later, drink all of it.
Yum yum.
Good morning to another day here in Sao Paulo, and today we are starting in a slightly different location. We're actually starting in the mountainous town 3 hours away from Sao Paulo to Kakamin. And this town is actually called Campos do Jordão, which is kind of like a ski resort themed town. They call it the Brazilian Switzerland just because there are lots of these really interesting European Swiss architecture with like wooden chalets, pointy tips looking like this in the whole town. So that's why it makes it very special. And also this is a town that has completely different climate compared to the rest of Brazil. So it is very unique to be here. And today we're gonna check it out more. But first of all, I want to quickly give you a recap of how we got here in the first place. So yesterday we actually took a shuttle bus. Turns out shuttle bus in Brazil are actually amazing because they've got Wi-Fi on board first of all, and also they've got toilet inside as well. So it was like super comfy ride. Anyway, we have arrived here and we check into our hotel for the next 2 nights, which is Ott Hotel, which is one of the best hotels you could stay if you're in this region. Just because, first of all, I mean, look at the design here. It's very aesthetic inside as well. They've got tons of facilities, like a public firewood area, and also they have got 2 indoor swimming pools as well with sauna, steam rooms. It's meant to be the kind of place where you come to the mountains and just relax because it's surrounded by all these greeneries, forests surrounding this place, a lot of pine trees as well, which makes this location very unique and hidden from the rest of the town. And they also have 2 restaurants. One of the restaurants is an all-day dining, which we had breakfast there, and the breakfast here is insane. Also, there's another place where they serve traditional wood-fire pizza here, which is pretty reputable because a lot of people in the town actually come here to eat the pizza. But all in all, this place just looks very historical and unique to stay in.
This is, to be honest, so far I feel like the best ever design we ever stayed in any other hotels. So this is our bed for the next few nights. Look, wow, so huge. Let's do bed test. Whee! Wow. Leave me here. This hotel is super modern. Look at this. iPad? No iPad. Tablet? If you have mini tablet nearby your bed, so you can just anytime if you want to contact reception, you can just press onto WhatsApp and contact someone person on the reception. That's so cool. I've never seen this before. Technology. But for me personally, highlight of this room is Alexa. Alexa.
I'm Alexa, and I respond when you say my name. There are lots of things we can do together.
Can you
Ask
please
me to tell you a joke,
Can
read you a book, listen to music, or play a
Alexa,
game.
turn off light, please.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off light, please, everywhere.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off light, all light.
Okay.
Need to tell her right sentence. It should be in every single hotel. You know how convenient it is. You wake up in the morning, you just, hey Alexa, turn on all light. And turn on. Hey Alexa, turn off everything.
Sorry, I didn't find a group or device named everything.
Let's go out. Justin haven't been out yet. I've been already. And look at this. Wow, whole private balcony. And also on this balcony we have this one. So we can make a real wood fire at night, eating something. Fried sausage.
There's no barbecue stove, baby. It's a wood fire.
Oh, really?
Cannot do this.
Wow, the view here is amazing. I feel like we're in a super quiet nature place that I was missing in São Paulo, you know?
Here's a wicked joke for you. Why was Elphaba's broom late?
Why?
It overswept.
Tell me another really funny joke that I'll start rolling on the floor.
I don't have a joke about that.
We've already made it to town, and the first stop today is to get ourselves caffeinated. You can see Alina now bit jelly, looks like a potato, so that's why we need to drink some coffee. And the good thing is that we also found the exact same branch found in Sao Paulo, which is called The Coffee. It's a very popular chain here in Sao Paulo, or in Brazil, I'm not sure, but it's a Japanese chain, so that's why everything here looks so minimalistic and aesthetic. You can see that everything here, they use tablets to control, to order coffee. It's how advanced it is. Basically, everything is digital. There's no like cashier charging you money or so. It's just a barista working behind the scenes. You order everything on the tablet and then she'll produce the coffee.
So I get the ginger tonic drink coffee, 2 shots, and Justin get iced vanilla latte.
Wow, beautiful. Wait. Do you shake Coca-Cola?
Oi, I need tissue.
Why? Good morning.
Good morning.
Wake up. Better than coffee.
Good morning.
Looks like I don't need coffee anymore. Caffeinated
I
already.
just mix. Okay, so now we are caffeinated and let's see what we found here. It's an ice skating place and I know Justin hated it so much.
I hate it so much.
Because he worried that other people would judge him because he don't know how to ice skate, especially in Russia. But here I'm sure a lot of people, they don't know how to ice skate too, so let's go to see how much it costs.
Of course, it's in Russia. I see people judge everyone who grow up
it's
in Russia.
okay.
It's
People
pro
don't care,
ice
don't worry.
skating. But here, maybe.
Oh, see? See? Someone training too how to ice skate. Oh, almost fell down.
Okay, yeah, I belong here.
Yeah. They even give you helmet. Cling. I like how they do everything for you. It's like you're a little baby.
Good.
You don't know nothing and you need to
I'm a beginner.
beginner. You ready?
No.
No? Go. So turns out they're not allowed to bring camera inside. And they just asked me to put camera here. So I'm filming how Justin was trying for first time.
Turn. Left.
Oh, looks like they're gonna teach him how to do this. Amazing. Today I talked to Justin and I said, oh, you don't
Yeah.
want to take a lesson
Like this?
how to ice skate? And he said,
Huh?
okay.
No,
So this is
easy.
perfect. Did she
Huh?
teach you how to ice skate?
She said left, right, left, right. Of course, no. Doesn't help.
Good job.
I can always move one
Good
leg
job.
only.
Yeah, Justin always put only one leg and skate with one leg.
I feel like I use one leg to slide, another leg to stabilize, you know?
You have your own way to ice skate. We already finished our ice skating session. How you feel?
Look at me. I look destroyed inside. But this is the first time ever I actually felt a little bit more confident. Because like every time usually when I ice skate, I actually act like a penguin. But this time I could actually manage the rhythm of left, right, like that. It's funny because when I see people in front, I immediately lost balance. But then like when I see the ice mountain wallpaper in front, I just feel like I'm walking towards this ice mountain and I somehow found my rhythm again. So we are currently in the central of this town, and you can see the architectures behind me. They're kind of like Europe, Switzerland vibe of like this alpine architecture with wooden rails, and you can see the pointy roofs here as well. Everything just looks kind of timber looking, just because they're trying to build this vibe that looks like a ski resort, because this is kind of the coldest town in the whole of Brazil. There's also lots of Brazilians that like to come to this town during summertime to escape the heat, and they want to put this atmosphere that this town looks like a ski resort town. So that's why all the architectures are somewhat in this style, but you can see it kind of looks like gingerbread house. So overall, you don't even need Christmas decoration, and it already look kind of Christmassy vibe already. I was told that at night, usually in this town, all the lights here would light up and this would look very festive at night.
Oh, guys, we love people in Brazil. They are so friendly. So far, we've been in São Paulo city. You know, we talk so many like taxi drivers or just people on the street. They're always so helpful. And just now we walk in, there was another guy. He just like, oh, and started talking to us. And he tried to speak English, even he don't know much.
So, what you're from?
I'm from Australia.
Is you?
She's from Russia.
Russia. Oh, hello. Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
far
so
away.
far away, I know.
Wait.
Yeah.
It feels so nice that people here like this, you know?
Yeah, I really appreciate they try to talk to you, try to communicate with you, even though they don't speak the same language as we do. But anyway, they try their best to communicate and make it work, you know? And I, as a foreigner, I really appreciate that. And also the guy just now was so friendly. I think almost everyone in Brazil that we met, they're always down for a good chat and always trying to give you useful tips and try to help you as well. So like,
Yeah. Always
this
try
is the
to-
kind of link that you will go.
They always might try to make you that you feel like you like Brazil, you know? They always
So
ask you, oh,
welcoming.
do you love Brazil? What you love here? Oh, you try this, you try this. You know?
Yeah. Wow, it's like a teleport to Harry Potter theme park or something. It's so beautiful here. And I think this is heavily influenced by German culture because you can see all the trees, the restaurants, the columns, they all wrapped with German flag here. So I have a good feeling that they serve really high quality German food in this area.
Guys, turns out this restaurant is not German restaurant at all. I don't know why here everywhere like a German flag. Maybe it's not.
It's so funny because we asked the waiter, it was like, is this a German restaurant? Because so many German flags here. And he was like, no, it's actually French. I was like, what? Why? And the menu says Italian.
So now we order. I ordered mushroom risotto and Justin ordered so popular fish here. It's called trout.
Tuta.
Truta.
Tuta.
Truta.
Tuta risotto.
Risoto.
Fungi.
Fungi.
Ah, okay.
Shimeji e shiitake.
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 Ah,
Oh, shiitake.
Shiitake risotto.
Tá bom.
Okay.
Okay.
Ok?
Yes.
Esse mesmo? Ok?
Uh-huh. Obrigado.
Obrigado. Tastes like what?
Tastes like fish. I mean, it's trout. Trout is trout. So as you're walking past this town, a lot of the stores here actually sells artisan chocolate just because, you know, we are kind of in a Switzerland themed town. So that's why to match that, Switzerland is very famous for chocolate, obviously. So that's why they also have a lot of chocolate stores to mimic the vibe of Switzerland. So that's why you can see the chocolate here actually highly designed with a lot of different ingredients, different styled as well. Some with nuts, some with fruits inside, different flavors. They even have like chocolate drink served at chocolate stores, and apparently they actually sometimes even mix with alcohol as a base. For example, you can buy like a grande cup or you can buy a small cup. Usually they put like tiny amounts of Baileys inside and the rest could be chocolate. So like you kind of just like a mixture of drinks. It almost makes you really feel like you're in a European town.
But we're in Brazil.
Exactly, but we're in Brazil.
Real Brazil, guys. You can feel in São Paulo and Rio.
Yeah, this is why they are called the Switzerland of Brazil. Okay guys, it's at night already and the atmosphere at night here in this town is completely different to during daytime. It's so magical here with all the night lights, and I can see like they really heavily decorate this town so that it feels like this winter, Christmas vibe almost every day of the
Jingle
year.
bells atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. Almost every day of the year here in this town, it's Christmas.
It's almost like everywhere here, it's like a dating area. You know?
Yeah,
Like a
that's true.
so romantic mood. I love
That's true.
it. Make me miss home.
Yeah.
Make me miss Russia. Because usually in Russia, when it's Christmas and New Year coming, in Moscow everywhere it's super beautiful and like there's lighting everywhere. So Christmas atmosphere.
Now, one of the most interesting things to do in this town is actually to eat or try something called fondue. Some of you might know, especially for me personally, I always call it chocolate fountain because it's usually like shaped like a fountain and with like chocolate flowing down, right? But here in Brazil, they call it fondue, and they actually do it different ways as well. There's a chocolate version and there's also cheese version that goes with meat. Chocolate is for marshmallow and all the fruit, and usually in Europe, right, you just eat the fountain. That's it on its own as a dessert. But here, they do a Brazilian twist as well, which they also serve you with barbecue. So you can grill your meat while also enjoying the dessert at the same time. And it's so interesting because before we walk into this restaurant, they were like, do you want to do some testing for you to taste the actual taste of whether the cheese or the chocolate? And if you don't like it, you can just, you know, move on. But if you like it, you can go to this restaurant, which is something very unique. I think they offer like strawberries and fruits, and some grapes, marshmallows, don't know what that is, and also some bread over there for you to choose.
I always heard about fondue, but I never know what fondue actually means. It's
Have you tried fondue before?
No, something so luxury sounds like.
Yeah, I've only done this in like hotel buffet, you know. Sometimes they have like a separate fountain just there if I do marshmallow. But that's about it. I've never eaten it with meat.
Quick information, I just searched and turns out what's the difference between fondue and fountain is because fountain is actually a real fountain where is the chocolate going down, but fondue is from French word melting, and just they give you like this little pot with inside melting chocolate or melting cheese, and you just put inside your strawberry or any kind of fruits or meat.
So it's a pool of chocolate.
Pool of chocolate, yeah.
And meat and fruits just go in for a swim
Yeah.
and come back out.
How's your fondue?
For me, I'm not very used to it. Dipping everything into cheese, including meat. For me, it's a bit strange, I guess.
I don't
I'm
think
not
you're
used
supposed
it.
to put meat into cheese. I think
Oh,
you're
it's
supposed
just everything else here, is it?
Yeah.
So meat dipped in these sauces.
Yeah, many different sauces. This one, this one, this one, this one.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not very used to it. I'm so used to fondue dessert, you know.
So guys, we already finished eating our fondue with cheese and beef, and finally, this is what I'm waiting the most for.
This
Ta-da!
is why we came here, for the chocolate fondue.
This is a diabetes bomb. Let's do it. Marshmallow. Wow, look at this.
Oh, so satisfying, no?
Diabetes bomb.
So satisfying.
That's a lot of chocolate.
Oh,
my
yeah?
God.
Is it real chocolate?
I think it's more milky chocolate. Yeah, not dark. I think it's 40-50%, because if it's real chocolate, usually I have an allergy. No, it's the kind of proof that it's real chocolate. I was like, ah, shit. If it's real, 90%. Oh, that's a lot.
You can see Alina is in heaven right now. This is the main reason why we came here. I think personally I don't really care about the cheese fondue that much, but the chocolate fondue has to be the highlight, right? Here we go. First bite of diabetes. Wow.
Wow.
Whoa. Oi.
Good, huh? Very good, huh?
Yeah, it's like drinking like a very heavy hot chocolate with strawberry as well. It's the most insane dessert I've ever had. Oh, worth the wait, worth the wait. Alright, so as we continue munching down this chocolate fondue, like I really cannot stop eating it, but we have to conclude this video.
I think this city make me feel like that we can be more relaxed, because in this city we can put our phone out, just don't worry about someone gonna steal it. In São Paulo it always was that feeling that we feel so nervous, and that's why, well, anyway, São Paulo was really cool experience. Yeah, if you're careful and you don't go to dangerous places, São Paulo is really beautiful city.
I also want to say that I really, really appreciate the fact that the food culture in Brazil is so diverse. It is such a eye-opener, because I didn't expect there are so many options when it comes to Sao Paulo.
So many sashimi, really good quality and so good price. We almost like eat sashimi every single day.
Yeah.
I've never eaten another country that many sashimi, even in Japan.
The best in South America, that's 100% I can say. I guess I also really appreciate the fact that there is a lot of cafes and all that for digital nomads as well. I think in terms of livability, it is a city that can be very livable, but it's just that safety concern that it's like, you know, holding me back a little bit about how I think of this city. Yeah, it's like a mixed feeling. I really like it, but at the same time, like there are
50-50,
things,
no?
yeah, there are
Yeah.
things that makes me feel scared, you know. So
We also talked to other like local people who living there, and many of them, they said they also get robbed, you know, like once or a few times in their life, and we've gone at night, something like this, and it just make me feel like that living there is not really safe, Of
Yeah.
course, if you like keep this distance and you always try to be careful, you'll be safe. But you know, you always need to keep inside yourself that something gonna happen now, and you need to always be in this mood like you need to run or fight.
Yeah, I'm not used to people saying the fact that it becomes a common thing for people to get used to being robbed, you know? So it's like, yeah, mixed feelings for me. Nevertheless, I think it was a good experience being in the city. And it's so nice to finally be in Brazil, you know? It's like one of my dream destinations since childhood, so.
My dream is to see that in Rio. The statue.
Yeah.
This is really the dream destination.